Welcome into the show, everybody. Sports with Balls. Man, I like saying that. I remember Lauren was on the show. She didn't like saying that so much. Happy Friday. It's the weekend, baby. Man, is it going to be a good one. This is going to be a great weekend in sports. Great weekend in sports. Excited about this. Welcome into the show, everybody. I'm Jeff Michael, your host here on Sports with Balls. Again, happy freaking Friday. And you want to know why? You know what today is? National Jeff Day. Not even BSing you. October the 20th, Friday, October the 20th, National Jeff Day. I'm going to have myself a day. Why not? Once a year. What else we got today? National Youth Confidence. Yeah, get it on. Talent transformation, world statistic. There's a bunch of other stuff, but what does all that matter when it's National Jeff Day? Digging it. Welcome in. Man, do we have a lot to go over today. I mean, a ton. There's a lot on this show that I'm going to cover. Thursday Night Football, of course. Michigan and Mr. Harbaugh. There's a major problem there, and I have this scoop. I have the DL on a lot of this, so you're not going to want to leave. Just pay attention here for a few minutes. I'm going to get to this Michigan situation. It's not small, folks. This is a big deal. This is a huge ordeal. I will get to Michigan here in a little bit. What else we got? MLB playoffs. Woo! Astros tying up the series. Man, Arizona squeaking a win out. Still scared for them in that series. That was what I thought was going to be a high-scoring game was not. We'll talk about the Major League Baseball playoffs. Kyler Murray back at practice. Deshaun Watson back at practice. What else we got today? NFL trade deadline coming up. I will give you a list of names that the NFL trade deadline may or may not have in store for it. But there's a lot of them, and there's some big names that could be on the move. First off, want to thank a couple of people. Number one, Christian's freaking Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. One of 5 Houston area locations. Look, the game starts at 4 o'clock today, folks. If you're in Houston, go to one of these locations. Start watching your sports over here. Award-winning food, great drink specials. Sunday football is absolutely crazy. Saturday with the fights going on, they've got over 40 or 50 screens in every single location, man. Go check out christianstailgate.com. Find one near you and go. Thiessen Law Firm, TexasTrialAttorney.com. Top 100 attorneys in the United States. 713-864-9000, specializing in DWIs and criminal defense. Call Thiessen, 713-864-9000. And as always, Hobuzz, this stuff right here, THC infused seltzer, non-alcoholic. Get your Hobuzz on today. 832-929-4563 or go to hobuzzco.com. All right. Let's get going, man. Let's get going. So the scoop with Michigan. This is wild, folks. This is very, very, very wild. So I'm trying to do some research, try to figure this out, what's going on, because I wasn't exactly sure about Mr. Harbaugh and Michigan and why they were, I guess, cheating is what the thing is. And it turns out they were. The University of Michigan has another investigation going on as they have been accused of stealing signs during football games. Now, I do want to tell you that it's not illegal to steal football signs in college football. It is not. I did not know this. You can steal signs. There's guys that stand next to coaches. They try to give them heads ups during the games. That is legal. What's not legal is sending scouts to games prior to you playing that team and videotaping them and getting information back to the coaches. That is apparently what has been going on in Michigan. There's other schools that knew about this. And this is not a small situation. There's rumors that Jim Harbaugh could be ousted as head coach because of this. This is not a small ordeal. This is huge. They found the kid that works on the sideline at Michigan. They got his computer already. They got this kid's computer, and they are going through it. Jim Harbaugh said yesterday, I have no recollection of anything about this. He has no idea. Wrong, and you're going to get busted. This is bigger, apparently, than the Deflategate. This is bigger than the Astros stealing scandal. I don't know if college football can swipe this under the rug. I don't know if it's going to change rules and regulations, but this is not a small deal. We're talking about Jim Harbaugh being suspended for a year and being fired from Michigan. He denied any knowledge or involvement in the alleged scheme to steal opponent signals. They got this kid's computer, folks. They got his computer, and they are going through it, and we're going to find out what is going on. And then, worst case scenario, you're going to see Jim Harbaugh in front of a camera saying, I'm sorry, and I step down as Michigan head coach. Unbelievable. Apparently, they were sending guys to games prior to the Michigan Wolverines playing them, and they were videotaping, getting the signals, and basically cheating. Now, again, during the game, it is actually legal in the NCAA to cheat during the game. You can have a guy in there and try to steal signals, and however they do it. Now, you can't do it electronically, but you can't send people to prior games before to that team that you're going to play that week. You can't send people to their games prior to you playing them and steal their signs, videotaping, and whatnot. And apparently that is what Michigan has done. They have this kid's computer, and I gotta tell you, this is not going to be good. This isn't going to end well. This is not a swipe under the rug situation. Michigan is in trouble. Jim Harbaugh is in trouble, and you're about to see a levy put down, and it may change the rules. But this is a big, big ordeal. Again, this is from an insider that the situation in Michigan is worse than the Astros cheating scandal and worse than Deflategate. That is huge. I don't know what else to tell you. Just wait till all this info comes out, because it's not going to be a good situation at all. I'm sorry, Michigan. I'm sorry, Michigan faithful. But this looks to be a very bad scenario for you guys. To the point where Jim Harbaugh will be on a podium stepping down as head coach. This isn't a joke. I've posted it on social media. People are laughing. Like, haha, yeah, right. Guys, this is serious. They got this kid's computer, and things are going in the wrong direction for Michigan. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, they got caught cheating already. Now it's sort of like putting pen to paper and details down on how they did it, when they did it, why they did it. And as you know, Harbaugh was under investigation right before the season started, got suspended. He was suspended the first 3 games of the season for other stuff. And now you've got this. The greatness of Jim Harbaugh is on trial right now. It is. Let's just put it out there. It is. And he says he had no prior knowledge. Bro, they have your associate, the kid, I guess, assistant. They have his computer. They're going to find emails. They're going to figure this out. Ooh. Bad situation in Michigan, folks. Very, very bad situation in Michigan. I'll keep you updated as soon as we get any more stuff going on. I will let you know, but it's not a good situation. Not a good situation in New Orleans either. Last night, Thursday night football. Man, I had New Orleans minus the 2 points. This was an awkward game, man. The first half of this football game, the New Orleans Saints fans were clamoring to get Carr out of the game, booing him. It was ugly. I just trying to watch it was ugly. I was flipping forth between the Astros game and Thursday night football, and it was just an ugly football game. And then the Jaguars putting out that Trevor Lawrence may not even play. Come on, man. He led the team in rushing. What? That was an okey doke if I've ever seen one. My goodness. New Orleans was getting their rocks blown off in the first half. Then and even after Jaguars had 2 turnovers in the red zone, like, come on. But then in the second half, New Orleans came back. It was actually a fun game, the third and fourth quarter. And then Foster Monroe dropped a touchdown pass in his hands to tie the game up for the New Orleans Saints with 40 seconds left in the game. And was basically inconsolable on the sideline. Felt bad for the guy. Felt very, very bad for Foster Monroe. Definitely catchable, hit both of his hands, and he just dropped it. He dropped an end zone pass that could have tied the game up for them and forced overtime. But the New Orleans Saints moved to 2-3. And your Jacksonville Jaguars, this is not that much of a shock, moved to 5-2. 5-2. That's pretty damn good. Jaguars, I don't want to say running away with that division, but you've got the Texans, the Colts, the Titans. Those are all mediocre teams at best. Titans very bad, and we'll get into that here in a second. Jacksonville Jaguars 5-2, and for pretty much running away with it. And I think we all thought that. But the whole Trevor Lawrence hurt situation, get out of here, man. The guy looked phenomenal. He led the team in rushing with what you guys said was a bad knee. Okay. So I don't trust the Jacksonville Jaguars injury report anymore. Like, I'm done with it. I'm done with the Jacksonville Jaguars injury report. Y'all can, you know what. And by the way, I was winning my fantasy league, everything. Well, not league, but the game. He had 3 players going last night until Christian Kirk hit that 44-yarder that was just a slant route from Trevor Lawrence. So, way to go. That sucked. What's next for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Pretty easy schedule, man. They've won 4 in a row. They got Pittsburgh next, winnable game. San Francisco, tough one. We're really going to see them tested in 3 weeks because they got a bye week after that, after Pittsburgh. But then Tennessee, Houston, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Tennessee. Those are all pretty easy games. So I expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to be in the playoffs. I expect them to win that division. I'm not saying they can rest from here on out. They have 3 hard games left. That's it. That's it, folks. Everything else, I'm not saying is a cakewalk because it's the NFL, but they have a pretty easy schedule. So Jacksonville, unless Trevor Lawrence goes down with something crazy, they're in the playoffs. Definitely. The New Orleans Saints, on the other hand, this team has one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, and they're 3-4. And you don't know what version of Carr you're going to get. All he does, and look, this is no offense to Alvin Kamara. I like him, but all he does is dump the ball off to Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara missed the first 3 games in a season and already leads the league in receptions for running backs. That is not a joke. That's crazy. Leads the league, and he missed 3 games. Derek Carr, he's like, no, he through his rotations, like one dump. That's it. So fantasy football people absolutely love Alvin Kamara. But it looks like he can't get the ball down the field. Look, Michael Thomas made an incredible catch to score that touchdown. If you take that touchdown away, man, Carr's in trouble. He underthrows the ball. Balls are getting batted. Now, look, I understand the offensive line for the New Orleans Saints is not the best in the league. And maybe that's another reason you're getting all these dump downs. But golly, man, it's hard to watch. Kevin Anthony joins the show, as always, saying, I love the checkdowns to Kamara. He's on 2 of my 6 fantasy football teams. Yeah, I think everybody does, especially with PPR. He leads the league in receptions by running backs, and he missed the first 3 games of the season. So that tells you all you need to know about the New Orleans Saints. Like, that's where they're at. And they have Chris Olave. They have Michael Thomas. They've got some incredible weapons. Carr, he just seems lost out there. The first half was absolutely atrocious. It was hard to watch. Very hard to watch. They scored a pick 6 on him on a tip ball. The offensive line's bad. The defense is okay, but they're on the field a lot. So it's just hard to trust these New Orleans Saints right now. It is very, very hard to trust them. And they only play one top-tier quarterback the entire year. It's just their offense is so staggering. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, guys, welcome into the show. If you're just joining us, I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. If you missed anything, we talked about Michigan getting in trouble. We've gone over Thursday Night Football. Go to Sports with Balls on your podcast arena. It will all be up there. Again, Michigan's in deep you know what. They are. People think this is a joke. It's not. They got this kid's computer, and Jim Harbaugh said he's not involved, which he is. They've got videotape. Check this out. They even have videotape of this kid at other games. I'm telling you, this is going down. Like this, they're saying Harbaugh may be suspended for a year. Like he's going to have to step down. Bad news. Bad news in Michigan. We went over some Thursday Night Football. Obviously, the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence moving to 5-2. New Orleans 3-4. Other big game last night was the Houston freaking Astros. This team, it was funny because I'm in Houston and I'm an Astros fan. And when we lost the first two, I told everybody if we could just split the series, that's kind of like a win in Houston because this Astros team's terrible at home. They are. They are under 500 at home. Their pitching ERA is way up. Their runs per game is way down. Just a bad team at home. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Go back to the World Series with the Washington Nationals, where every road team won. That's the direction where we're going. We're 4 games into the Astros-Rangers series, and nobody's won a home game. That's the theme right now. They'll go back at it today at 4 o'clock. The Astros destroyed the Rangers last night. Knocked their pitcher out in the first inning, so then they got to their bullpen, and we all know the Rangers bullpen is not that good. The Astros bullpen shut the Rangers down. Astros win 10-3, tie the series up at 2 games apiece. Now today, 4 o'clock. This is going to be another game. I said yesterday this is going to be high scoring. This game won't be that way. Justin Verlander versus Jordan Montgomery. We all know what happened the first game. But they're in Arlington this time. So it's just, I expect Verlander to give up 3 runs. I don't know about Jordan Montgomery. This is again, I'm going to say it, this is a must-win game for the Houston Astros because they can't win at home. If the Rangers win this game, they go up 3-2 in the series, and they've got basically 2 home games at Minute Maid. Sorry, Astros fan. I'm an Astros fan, but that's the way it is. They are under 500 at home. The Rangers will have a massive advantage. We'll see. Seems to be a fun series so far. Rangers took game 1. Rangers took game 2. Astros go to Arlington, take games 3 and 4. And now here we are today at 4:07 Central Time. Justin Verlander versus Jordan Montgomery. Now flip to the other side. Arizona Diamondbacks getting a walk-off win in that was beyond a must-win situation for them. And a very interesting game script on both sides. No team could get the bats going. 3 hits by the Phillies the entire game. Diamondbacks actually mustered 9 hits, but only 2 runs. Phillies played incredible defense. Incredible defense. That was a wild game, but they'll go at it again tonight. Who's pitching tonight for both these teams? This may be one of the bullpen games, or you may see some bullpens. Yeah, Christopher Sanchez, whoever that is, versus Joe Manipli, whoever that is. Just not trying to be rude, man, but Joe Manipli's pitched 3 innings so far with a 9 ERA, and Sanchez 0. He has nothing across the board, 0 stats. So this will be that. What's the over under in this one? 9.5. Give me the over. The bats wake up in this game. I think Phillies take this one. I'll take the over in the Philly game. I'm not even going to touch this Astros game. I'm not. I'm scared of this one. I'm hoping the Astros pull it out. Jordan Montgomery's no joke. Neither is Justin Verlander, though. The over-under for that game is 8.5, by the way. The Texas Rangers are favored versus Justin Verlander. Whew. Minus 115. That's actually really interesting. All right, we'll see what happens today, and I'll catch you up on Monday for sure in Major League Baseball playoffs. On to college football. We discussed Michigan and what's going on earlier in the show, but I do want to go over some of these games this weekend. We have a top 10 matchup. Penn State and Ohio State. 11th time these two teams have gone at it, ranked in the top 10. Penn State 6-0, Ohio State 6-0. Ohio State ranked number 3. Penn State ranked number 7. The spread is only Ohio State minus 4.5. This game is being played in the Horseshoe. This is going to be a dinger. Finally, we had a couple good games over the year, but this one, I love this game. I'm not betting it. I'm just going to watch it. Should be a showdown. And the winner of this game is in the playoffs, as long as they stay undefeated. 100%. Killer game for Penn State and Ohio State. That's at 11 o'clock tomorrow Central Time on Fox. UCF, Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 17.5. That could be an easy one. Let's see. OU minus 17. I may take that one. All right, we'll put that one on the board. Air Force and Navy. Washington State, Oregon, Tennessee, and Alabama. These are two teams. This is a knockout game, essentially. Tennessee's 5-1. Alabama's 6-1. Whoever gets 2 losses, you're not getting to the playoffs. It's that simple. And I think Tennessee's obviously got a harder road. It's Alabama. And Alabama's favored in this game -9. But if Alabama loses this game, there's no playoffs for them. You can forget about it. So big game for them. Texas, University of Texas, is at Houston tomorrow at 3 p.m. Wow. All right. Texas minus 23.5. This is going to be a great weekend. Fantastic weekend in sports, man. Let's see. I got OU minus 17. I'll take that. I got Philly today. Yeah, I got Philly for sure. Oh, the over. The Philly and Arizona Diamondback game. Over. North Carolina. I'm just writing down my bets. Virginia, North Carolina, Ole Miss, Auburn. North Carolina minus 23.5. That's interesting. I'll look at that tomorrow. Michigan, Michigan State. This is going to have all eyes on it because of what's going on. Michigan State has come out with a statement already. Oh, man. It's an ugly, ugly, ugly situation for Michigan. It's Michigan minus 24. I don't even know what's going to transpire today, so I don't want to touch this game as of right now. They may pull Jim Harbaugh today. If not, they'll let it go through the next week and something will happen. We'll know. It's a decent game that you never thought you'd talk about. Duke and Florida State. That's right. The 5-1 Duke football team is 2-0 in the ACC going up against 6-0 Florida State and what could be a statement game for the running, the Blue Devils, the Duke Blue Devils. If they beat Florida State, that's fantastic. In fact, it's Florida State minus 14.5. Give me Duke plus the 14.5. This is a statement game for Duke. Now, if it was at home, it would be phenomenal. You'd see them rush the field and whatnot, but that's not going to happen. It's in Florida State. Duke's a good football team. LSU and Army, Utah and USC. Guys, before you bet this game for USC on a bounce back, because it's USC minus 7, Utah beat USC twice last year. They are physical up front, which is going to not vote well for Caleb Williams. I would be very, very weary of betting this game. It's in USC. I get it, but Utah's no punk. They're 5-1. USC 6-1. And Utah beat USC twice last year. So get ready for that one. Washington, Arizona State. Washington minus 26.5, yeah. And then UCLA, Stanford rounds out the top 25 games. What we got on tonight? We got who's playing tonight? Let's check this out. SMU and Temple. It's your only college Division I game. Let's see. SMU minus 23.5. Over under 55. I don't know about that one. We'll get into that later. All right, let's move over to the NFL games this weekend. There's one game I'll get to here in a minute that everybody's looking forward to, but the Jacksonville Jaguars last night beat the New Orleans Saints 31-24 to improve to 5-2. Saints fall to 3-4. Raiders and Bears, meh. All right, game. Jimmy Garoppolo not playing in that game. I don't think Justin Fields is either, so good luck. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. That seems like a disaster. I guess the only thing swirling around there is Devontae Adams isn't happy. Duh. I wouldn't be either. Browns and Colts. Okay, so Deshaun Watson apparently is practicing. We don't know if he's going to play or not, but he's practicing. But we do know Anthony Richardson's out for the Colts, and in steps Gardner Minshew. So the Colts aren't going to take that much of a step back. It's Cleveland -3. I think that's because Deshaun's practicing. We'll see. We'll see about that on Sunday. Buffalo and the Patriots. Ooh, yuck. Washington Commanders, New York Giants. Yuck. Falcons and Buccaneers. Good football game. That should be competitive. In fact, it's Tampa Bay at home -2.5. So there you go. Lions and Ravens. Good test for the Detroit Lions. I'm excited about that game. Steelers and Rams. Another great game. They got some good matchups this weekend. Arizona Cardinals are at the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray. I know that he's practicing. I don't know which way Arizona's going to lean towards. Are they going to try to win some football games? Are they going to play this guy a lot? At this point, what are you doing? Are you trying to get rid of him in the offseason? You know, what's going on? Is Kyler, is he staying there? Is Cardinal fan happy? The questions surrounding the Arizona Cardinals are numerous. There's a ton of them. And I don't know. I like the Seahawks in this game. The Seahawks -8. Packers, Broncos. Ugh, I like the Packers -1. Broncos, here we go. They're 6 games in, man. And I said that by week 8, Russell Wilson would be benched. If they lose to the 2-3 Packers and start 1-6, you're going to see an absolute uproar in Denver. That's an interesting game to watch, only because if the Broncos lose, it's going to get wild. People are going to start really freaking out. Y'all were pissed at Nathaniel Hackett. His record wasn't this bad. Y'all called him the worst coach ever, Bronco fan. You're 1-5. If you go 1-6, I bet you'd love to have Nathaniel Hackett back. Worst coaching job. What about Peyton? Is he getting a pass because his last name? That's all I'm saying. Chargers, Chiefs, great game. And then Sunday night, Dolphins, Eagles. Look, everything's a precursor leading up to this game. We all know that, man. This is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. It's in Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia -2.5. The over-under is 51.5. It looks like it's going to be 62 degrees and partly cloudy on a Sunday night in Philadelphia. Woo! And just imagine the Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia is going to be jamming this weekend. Good place to be. In fact, where do you want to be this weekend? That's my city, Philadelphia. That's an incredible game. The other one was going to be Ohio State, like whether or not I wanted to see the Ohio State Penn State game. That's a tough one. That'd be fun. But Philly's got a lot going on. Philly fan, and man, that place is going to be jamming. All right, I want to thank a couple of people before we get out of here. Of course, number one, Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. Go watch all your sports events up there. Watch all your fights up there. Drink specials. Award-winning food. It's phenomenal, man. Go check out christianstailgate.com. Also, Mark Thiessen over at Thiessen Law Firm, TexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. Look, guys, you get in trouble this weekend. Something happens. We all make mistakes. Call Mark Thiessen, 713-864-9000, or go to TexasTrialAttorney.com. Also, Hobuzz. Look, don't get in trouble. Stay sober. THC infused seltzer. It's fantastic. They've got 2 different flavors. This is the black cherry one. Go to hobuzzco.com. That's HOBUZZCO.com or 832-929-4563. Man, what a show. Try to squeeze it all in, guys. If you missed anything, Go to Sports with Balls in all your podcast arenas, man. Michigan's in trouble. Astros are tied up. College football, NFL games, man. Thursday night football. We covered it all. Follow us on social media, Sports with Balls, on all your social media platforms. I'm Jeff Michael. I'm out of here.